My favorite part of filming these videos is the pump from all that B-roll. What's going on, nation, and welcome back to my Dumbest Mistakes series. In these videos, I pick apart common exercises to help you all not only understand how to do them properly, but what mistakes specifically you need to look out for. And today, we're going to be covering chin-ups. Now, chin-ups are a great exercise to have in your exercise arsenal because they involve shoulder extension and elbow flexion, which means if done properly, they will effectively target your lats and biceps for muscle growth. In fact, the majority of you would see more gains in your biceps if you started to incorporate more chin-ups into your back workouts, especially weighted chin-ups. But what if you can't even do one chin-up right now? Does this mean that chin-ups aren't for you? Absolutely not, and I have a video called Pull-Up Progressions for Beginners that you can check out later, and even though the title says pull-ups, the same techniques apply to chin-ups as well. But the other half of the equation is, what if you can do 8 to 10 chin-ups with body weight or even weighted, but you've plateaued and can't seem to progress anymore? Well, these 4 mistakes I'm about to show you could be responsible for restricting your true potential, and after we fix them, I guarantee you'll be able to add 2 and maybe even 3 more chin-ups to your working sets. But before we get started, I've got 2 $100 gift cards to Jed North that I'm giving away, and winning is easy. All you have to do is make sure you're subscribed to my channel and Jed North's, and then leave a like and comment on their most recent YouTube video. And for extra entries, you guys can go to Jed North's Instagram and comment "Scott sent me" on their most recent post. But if you comment "Scott sent me" and he is super awesome, and you spell it with a Boston accent, that might be worth more. Just saying. And the contest is going to end on Monday, September 23rd. So good luck, guys. Mistake number 1, obsessing with getting your chin over the bar. Guys, I know it's called a chin up, but it's not called a chin over. You do not necessarily have to get your chin over the bar, and if you're currently unable to do so, that's perfectly fine, and I'll explain why. The main goal of this movement is to hammer your lats, and your lats will be worked throughout the entire range of motion. But during the top portion of the movement, your biceps will actually be emphasized a bit more than your lats. Now, the exact opposite holds true for the starting portion of the chin-up, which is why a full lockout or a dead hang is so important. When you dead hang from the bar and initiate the movement, your biceps are not in an optimal position to pull, which means your lats will engage more while being fully stretched to get your body moving upwards, and therein lies the first mistake. Most people are so concerned with being able to complete the top portion of the movement that they skip the dead hang at the bottom by performing half reps and thus miss out on huge amounts of muscle and strength gaining potential. So what does proper form actually look like? Well, proper form begins with a dead hang on every rep, not just when you start. With your arms fully locked out, depress your shoulder blades by using your lower traps and lats, and then start bending at the elbows and pulling with your arms and lats together. Next, bring yourself as high up as you can without obsessing over getting your chin above the bar. Of course, it would be best to go as high as you can and work your biceps as hard as you can at the top of the movement, but the main focus here is growing your back, right? So I'd rather you guys lose a couple inches at the top, but be able to progress with more weight and reps over time, doing the dead hang. Mistake number 2, using momentum to perform more reps. Now, I'm not talking about my cheat and recover technique here, guys. That's something totally different. I'm talking about using momentum or kipping on every single rep because that's the only way that you're able to perform even one repetition. But first, you need to decide what your goal is, right? So why are you performing chin-ups? Is it because you want a bigger back? Or is it because you want to be able to do more repetitions? Well, if it's the former, then you need to tone down the kipping and cheating and focus on proper form to make sure the correct muscles are activating during the movement. Mind-muscle connection plays a crucial role in mastering any exercise, especially before applying advanced techniques like heavy negatives. So the best way to master the chin-up is to utilize an explosive concentric phase followed by a slow and controlled negative, and then a brief pause during the stretch portion of the movement, which is the dead hang. This is why you should check out my pull-ups progressions video, because if you're thinking right now, How can you utilize this tip if you can't do a lot of reps and don't have access to a pull-up assist machine? Well, that is where bands come in. Just find the right one that gives you just enough help to complete your reps. Oh, and one more thing. Even though I'm saying be explosive on the concentric phase, you'll notice that I'm still not going super fast, but fast enough to remain in control and ensure the right muscles are activating throughout the entire repetition. Mistake number 3, not bracing your core, also known as flapping around all over the place. Rocking back and forth during reps is very common and easy to fix, but the reason why it's a mistake is because you're basically leaking all kinds of energy that could be going towards more repetitions. Your body is basically working overtime, allocating energy, trying to keep your body from swaying back and forth when it should only be focusing on activating the muscles it needs to go up and down. So what's the solution? Well, it's actually quite simple. All you need to do is flex, but not your biceps. But not just your core either. You want to activate your abs, lower back, lats, glutes, quads, and even your hamstrings. The tighter and stiffer your body is, the less swaying that will occur as you perform your repetitions. But by activate, I don't necessarily mean squeeze all these muscle groups as hard as you can. I mean just engage them enough in order to keep your body stabilized and in one place. And finally, mistake number 4, never progressing with the movement. Now, this one is for you guys who've been stuck at 5 or 6 repetitions for a while and you just can't seem to increase your reps. And the solution may be that you simply need to overload the movement, and there are a few different ways that you can do this. The first thing you should try are weighted chin-ups. Now, if you're currently only working with your body weight, try adding an extra 5 to 10 pounds. You'll find that your reps will be cut down by 1 or 2 per set, but after a few weeks of doing this, when you return back to body weight chin-ups, you'll suddenly be able to squeeze out an extra 2 or 3 repetitions. Now, I would even recommend getting as many complete reps in as you can, and then finishing off each set with 2 to 3 jumping negatives when you're doing your weighted pull-ups. Anything you can do to get your body to feel the strain of more weight will help you progress faster with this movement while building more muscle and strength. A different strategy you can do to progress with the chin-up is to simply increase the amount of volume of your chin-ups throughout the week. For example, if your program currently has you performing chin-ups once a week, just try adding in a second day. It's that easy. By doubling or even tripling your chin-up volume, your body will have no other option but to adapt and grow in size and strength. You could even get a chin-up bar for home and try hitting 4 sets of maybe 5 to 10 repetitions every other morning. The only way you'll know what you can handle is to apply yourselves. So don't hold back and push your limits, guys. As for sets and reps and when to incorporate chin-ups into your current training program, I would make sure that they're at least the first or second exercise you're performing for your back on your back day, whether it's a part of a push-pull legs program or a 5-day bodybuilding split, it doesn't matter. And as you've seen throughout the video, you can easily progress with this movement by increasing your volume and overloading with more weight. For muscle gain, I would stick within the 6 to 8 rep range, and you guys know I like to keep things simple, and because the chin-up heavily targets the back and biceps like we talked about in the beginning of the video, I would push for at least 5 to 8 sets utilizing all the tips that are given here. Whether it's jumping negatives or using bands for assistance, each and every single one of you can complete 5 to 8 sets of the movement. You just have to grind and push hard for it. Be sure to smash that like button if you want to see more of the Dumbest Mistakes series, and remember to go to your subscription manager to ensure your notification settings are set from occasional to all so you never miss a new video upload from me. Later, guys. If you guys enjoyed today's episode of my Dumbest Mistakes series, you can catch the entire playlist over here. Lots of great videos for you guys to check out and binge on. And for those of you who are interested in a full 12-week program, all you have to do is click the link below, download my app, and you can try it for 7 days free with code MS7.